Hello and welcome to Destiny, where I'll be talking about DPS, or damage per second. It's weird that in Destiny there is no DPS meters or actual DPS indication on a weapon. We are given weird numbers. 248 is the bottom for legendary exotic right now, with a max of 300 attack. What is attack? It's not how much the bullet will do, because that will impact. It's not how fast the bullet would hit, because that's rate of fire. And it's not not the overall DPS, because it's these weapons are all different DPS. God damn it, I forgot one weapon. I forgot the bad JuJu. Damn it. But I will be talking about for the next you know, how many minutes. But DPS in this game is really weird. I've did some math and find DPS really weird. I've seen some people use some stopwatch, and a problem I have with a stopwatch is it's about, on average human being, it's about 0.03 seconds of a delay between you seeing an indication in your eye and then your finger actually doing something. Maybe it's more around 5. I can get it 2, but I play way too many games, and you know, probably on 3.3 is, you know, the average gamer, with like probably 0.1 on the professional level, or 0.01, I think. That's milliseconds. So a second is actually kind of long if you really think about it. It takes a long time, but a millisecond is, there's 100 in a second, and you do the math. Okay, so my research I have done is on the Cosmodrome and the Steeps, using against level 2. So this is the bottom of the barrel. This is the DPS that, when you're testing legendaries and exotics, the damage is going to be pretty much the same. The only influence will be the rate of fire and the impact. Well, technically the reload, but that's another story. When we go higher, we're going to run into problems where the Vex is going to be the highest DPS, because it's just a 323. I am gonna try to figure out what does damage upgrades mean. What would they do to the gun? And all that stuff. I have another Vex. I might test it out on that. But yeah, there's tons of weapon upgrades, and what does that mean? Like, what is an upgrade? Is it really significantly? But 323 versus 300, theoretically, that's only a 7.3 increase in attack. So I don't know. So in Diablo, Borderlands, and WoW, I'm gonna make those are the trifecta of comparing these games. There's always weapons that have DPS on them. These have attack, and it would be really nice if it was actually DPS. But through my math, I've come to the conclusion that it's definitely, all these guns have different DPS, with hand cannons having significantly higher DPS than, say, assault rifles, with the Vex actually having less DPS than the Hardlight, when you don't factor in perks. So I tested on level 2s, and I find that the hand cannons are actually really good at DPS, surprisingly. They're really good at just killing people. You know, Destiny's weird because you want different guns for different situations. Like, hand cannons are great for clearing. Looks like I have somebody here. For clearing trash, because they have, like, they can one-shot practically every mob in the game, except for like captains and majors and ultras. Like, so I'm just like one-shotting these guys. You know, really not even trying here. You know, it's really nice for clearing trash and all that stuff. So, like, if you're doing a raid or if you're doing a strike, you want to clear trash. Then you probably want to switch to, like, something like a scout rifle or something else. So I'm just, you know, I can just one-shot these guys. Of course, these are level 2s, but the game scales. Here we have some mobs here. I'm going to test... I'll show you what I got for my thing. So that hit for 149. You know, there's range, but it's at 40 meters is when the drop-off is, it looks like. And it's, I do 149. That's a given. All these mobs in this zone, I'm going to do 149. So, now how do I get DPS in here? I figured out that most people do the stopwatch. I did it through frame analysis. So I know the game's going to be locked at 30. Again, no, it shouldn't be that hard. And then I record it with the Elgato HD, which also records at 30. Then I look at the frames, and then I try to splice the frame where the bullet left it. So like as soon as it hits 11, I cut it, trim it, remove the front half, and then once it gets down to as soon as it hits 0, I cut that frame and shove it out, export it to iMovie. It's really I'm using a MacBook on this, but it's really sad that it's really hard to find how long a video is, especially at least on Mac. But I popped up iMovie and got down to a 1/10 of a second. So I had the actually it was the Fatebringer, which I don't have. God damn it! The Fatebringer has the exact same rate of fire and the impact as the Devil You Know, which I have right now, and I came up with 5.2 seconds to unload the mag. So we'll do a quick thing here. Now we get this sort of Crota shit, but you know. That's about 5.2 seconds. You know, it's about 2.31 rounds per second. So, you know, every 5 seconds is 10 rounds. So, it's not bad. It's just, you would be surprised that it is kind of like that. So, factoring in, and again, I hit for 149 on these level 2s. So I'll show you that. Come on. Where are you? There we are. So 149, and then you divide that by 231. That's rounds per second, and you come up with kind of a lot of DPS of 343. And you know, if you really think about it, that's about right. You really just like fucking do damage, a lot of damage with the hand cannons in this gun. But again, the drawback is you have 12 rounds in your chamber, and the reload is kind of long. So I haven't I just realized that earlier, or last night, that like my data needs to be revamped to affect you know, reload times, because that's the overall DPS. In Borderlands, they show your DPS, so you can distinguish what is better than what. But straight up, the DPS is, you know, pretty high. The hand cannons are going to be higher. Let's look at the other scale. Was like something like the let me actually get that so we can, the Hardlight. So this is a auto rifle. You know, 56 rounds, pretty high rate of fire, and it does pretty good damage, actually. Surprisingly good damage. I find that it does pretty good. Let's get these guys. God damn it. Need some ammo. It's actually really good. I found it actually to have the 300 DPS. There we are. It unloads the mag in 10 seconds, which is 56 rounds, and I have this Field Scout, so it's took about 5.6 seconds to unload, and you know, it hits for 30 here, so you know, 10 rounds a second, 30 damage, 300 DPS, and it does really good. You know, boom. And it's great because it pierces. It's another trash weapon. It pierces targets because of the exotic perk, but you could just shred through people. It's pretty good. So I'm just shredding through people. It's a good trash clearing mob. And then on the another scout rifle, that the Suros, an exotic assault rifle, auto rifle, I guess what they call it. It's a really weird one. It's been used a lot, especially in PvP. It's a really good all-purpose weapon. But the problem is, so it has a couple perks on here that increases DPS. Let me just get out of this fucking thing. So we have this focus fire. Weapon is zoomed. This weapon fires slowly, but it causes additional damage. So the additional damage is 25%. And then that's a good boost. Then the Suros regime, the bottom half of this magazine deals bonus damage and it has a chance to return health when dealing damage. With this latest 1.1 patch, they fixed that perk to be the bottom half does bonus damage to a more in line with glass half full, which is at 50%. Damage is increased from up to 6%. Not a significant amount, but it's a little bit more on the again, the Hardlight and the Atheon's Epilogue do have that, but with the Suros, let's see if we can get some guys here. It's a little bit daunting. This gun is really actually pretty shitty. The focus fire perk is actually damning for the gun. So we're gonna here we are. So that's 49 at 37. So that's 25% increase in damage. But you know, I can just do into the ADS. I've come to the conclusion that between the ADS and shooting like this, there is a there's a big difference in DPS. There's actually a significantly difference in DPS. I'm looking at like so with the ADS, it takes about 6.4 seconds to unload the magazine. So that makes it 5.16 rounds per second. Then with the normal with hip fire, we're looking at 4.3 rounds to empty the 4.3 seconds to empty the mag to empty, with 7.67 rounds per second. So that's a big, huge difference. That's like 30 DPS. That is a that's about. I've come to the conclusion that's about 43% decrease in rate of fire. So that is a difference in DPS. It's really sad. You can't remove the perk. I don't understand why they still have this here. I don't understand why they haven't like made it like, you know, if it's 25% for 25%, that's a good trade-off. That's a good perk, because you're gonna get that stability, but it's lowering your DPS. You could say that, you know, you're aiming down A to side and it has perfect stability, but it's also like, hey, you know, it's better just to go this, because still, even at close range, all your bullets are hitting. So there's really no reason to ADS. And it's still got a pretty tight cone on that hip fire. And then lastly, about the auto rifles, is the Atheon's Epilogue. It's also pretty good. It's damn it, have an event here. It's also pretty good. It's gonna be good if you're fighting stuff that is void, like a void burn or void armor. But again, the Hardlight is actually pretty good. You know, it's comparable. You know, I got it at a you know, 82 rounds, takes 5.5 seconds to unload with 14.91 rounds per second. So it just fucking launches bullets into the air. But it's again, it's pretty inaccurate. It does have a persistence, though. It keeps on going. You can boost up the stability, but it comes out to about 268. I mean, you could probably say 270, it's a high of 280 to down to a bottom of 240. But it's a decent weapon. The problem I have with it is that a lot of weapons are like it. It's kind of sad. It's a raid weapon, and it takes you get it in Vault of Glass, and it's kind of dumb. You compare it to the Hardlight or even the Dr. Nope. It's pretty jarring. There we go.
Okay, guess we're on it.
And it's really weird. A lot of raid weapons are kind of lackluster. With the double, you know, and all that stuff. Another weird one I have encountered is the Red Death. It's a weird one. There's a lot of information in this video, and I hope I'm not scaring you, but it's another weird thing in this game where if we compare it to the Shadow Price, the rate of fire is higher on the Shadow Price. The range is higher, the stability is higher, the mag is lower, the reload is lower. So the impact should be about the same. So we'll look at the Shadow Price. A really good this is like the most balanced gun in the game. It's everything is really good. The only drawback, it's like the Scar in Modern Warfare 2. It does good damage and all that stuff, but it's the only drawback is it really doesn't have much ammo, and so it's a good trade-off. I'm okay with it. I use it a lot in Crucible, but outside it's not good. Let me see if I got any numbers on it. It's not bad. The Shadow, it's about it's on par with the Hardlight. With it's 37 damage, 25 rounds, 3.1 seconds to mag to empty, which is actually, it seems pretty high, but you also got to remember there's only 25 rounds, and then rounds per second is 2.31 rounds, and that comes about to 8.06 rounds per second, and comes about a little bit about 298 DPS. It's not bad. It's a Vanguard weapon, so it's pretty good. You can get it probably in the second week of this game. You can get this, and it will last you for a while. Even as a main gun, it's pretty good. The only drawback is it's because the precision is a 1.5 modifier instead of 2, and everything else. It does DPS is like it's good for trash, because it's pretty stable and all that stuff, and it's a good weapon. So we're hitting for 3.7 on that. So sorry to get sidetracked, but back onto the Red Death here. We have the same impact, but it sits for 35. It's really weird. This game is really weird when it comes to like DPS. What is DPS? Do rifles matter? It's really weird. So like the shotguns have the most impact, and the sniper rifles have the least. But we know that sniper rifles do more damage than a shotgun. I mean, of course you can one-shot them at point blank, but it's really close. You have to be to get damage. And then lastly, we're going to look at the Vex. The Vex is really weird. So the Vex right now is the only, as of time of this recording, December 5th, right before the Deep Below expansion pack, it's the highest damage weapon in the game as in terms of attack. And when you compare it against higher levels, like in the raid, the hell was that? Oh, wow, I've never seen that before. It's actually really good. So right there, whoa, the hell? What the fuck? Okay, 54 is okay. I need a better number. So this and a couple other guns make this actually really good for trash. So 47 and 54. So that 54 is the crowd control perk. That is a 15% boost in damage when you kill people 3 seconds, within 3 seconds. When you, after 3 seconds after killing somebody, you get a boost of 15%. That's actually really great for clearing trash. It makes this gun insanely good in some places. Not good for a boss fight, but it's pretty good for clearing trash. Another gun that has it is the Devil You Know. Making the Devil You Know might be the best gun in the game. But let's see here. So the stats is a charge rate, impact, range, stability, and reload. The charge rate is actually really weird. There is kind of like a charge up, like regular fusion rifles, but it's a straight up rate of fire. It's an auto fusion rifle, not unlike the Pocket Infinity, but as more like an auto rifle. So you know, I can do 47 here, you know, 47 here, or 54, 47. Oh wow! I wonder if it doesn't reset after. Weird, interesting. But it's pretty good. So I got it clocked in at the Vex. So it does 47 damage per these guys, 35 rounds. It takes about 5.7 round mags, seconds to empty mag, and then that comes up to 6.14 rounds per second. And it comes out with a 288 for DPS. It's you know, but if you factor in that again, this is against level 2s. You factor in that crowd control, you could just really shred through people, and it's pretty good. In the Vault of Glass, it's really good for clearing trash, but on a boss fight, you kind of want the vision. So let's wrap this thing up with the vision of Confluence. Confluence. Every time this is a scout rifle. This is like the run horse of the game. It's a really good gun. All the stats are pretty good. The impact is really good, but overall, it's it's just like the Shadow Price. It's a really balanced gun. It has a lot of versatile uses. It is a scout rifle, so it has that 2x modifier, but it also has like a good range. You can modify it to be good range, or you can modify it to have like almost perfect stability. So it's just like, just like the Suros, it's just boom, 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 boom. But because it's a scout rifle, it also hits pretty high. And then unlike other scout rifles, it has full auto. I would really wonder, in some games earlier this year, Titanfall, the rate of fire was actually kind of associated with the frame rate. So if you had a higher frame rate, you can actually do more damage. Of course, they fixed that, but it really weirds me out is that full rate of fire. I don't have a problem with shooting, just like the hand cannons constantly hitting the button, but does the full rate of fire actually affect your DPS versus a gun that doesn't? I don't know. I might have to do there's a lot of variables in here. I might not have the hardware to test that stuff, but the vision is really good because it is a scout rifle that has a lot of good stuff here going for it. So it does the the 2.0 modifier. It's really accurate. It's technically an auto rifle. I'm just holding down the gun. It's just boom, 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 88, 88. So the stats here I got here are, the vision of Confluence is, 88 damage, 27 rounds. So we'll do that with the Field Scout. 5.6 seconds to empty mag. Oh wait, no. 8.7 to empty mag with the 3.10 rounds per second. So let's see here. Reload. 1, 2. Yeah, it's about 3.10. I'm coming up with 273. So yeah, it's a good, decent weapon, but it's really weird. I don't know. We'll see. Do more analysis, but the DPS I see in this game, it's really weird. A lot of stuff isn't explained. I looked up. I mean, there's some stuff explained, like perks and all that stuff. But what is impact? Impact is the amount of damage you do for that weapon. But it's is it for that class? Is it for the auto rifle, scout rifle class, or is it across the board? Because we see that the wow, I'm bad. The Red Death has the same impact as the Shadow Price and does a little bit less damage. It's really weird. Fusion rifles actually have high impact, but their bullets, let's see here. Fusion rifles, again, it's just all sorts of weird shit in this game. So, you know, 83. Is that impact factoring in all the bullets? Is the burst rifle factoring all the bullets when it's fired when I hit the trigger? I don't know. It's just another weird thing in this game. But you know, some games I recommend is the Devil You Know, the Vex. I really liked it. Even before the buff, I really liked it. And Hardlight might be a good weapon. Hand cannons are really good at clearing trash. Auto rifles are good at trash, but like something like a scout rifle you want for bosses, because the scout rifle is going to give you that range, and range seems to be about 40 meters. 40 meters is actually a long ways away before you hit bullet drop. So let's see here. Yeah, it's about right here to that right there. Let's see here. Stop moving, drag. This is the only place I could figure out where the damage is. So that's 88. So if I go back to 50 meters, it should be a little bit something low. Where is he? Okay. Ah, it's so hard to do this. Let's see if I can get any farther back. Compared to Counter-Strike, COD, and Battlefield, range is really weird. Range in those drops off at like 20 meters. At least I know in Call of Duty and in Battlefield, and then top off at like 40. Yeah, I have to be a good... Jesus Christ, range in this game is so weird. It's different drop-offs per gun, but it's... Yeah, DPS. DPS is weird in this game. I hope this wasn't so jawing. Ah, yes, the hawk move. This one's a weird one too. This one does actually more damage. It's let's do that. So it's higher impact range and reload than the Devil You Know, but it has the exotic. It has a luck in the chamber. So one round bullet in the magazine causes considerable damage. It's a 33% increase in damage. And holding aces. 2 more random bullets in your magazine deal considerably more damage. So that's 3 rounds out of the 13 rounds do 33% more damage. That's pretty good. And it actually has a higher damage than the Devil You Know and the Fatebringer. But then the Timur's Lash is like the fucking, hey, look at this fucking peanuts I got here. It does so much damage. It's like it's the highest, well, not really. It's the highest legendary damage weapon in the game. I've seen some blues that have the same stats. Let's see if I can get anybody here. It just does so much damage. Jesus, people farming here, but it one-shots people. But again, it's a good farming weapon. Sadly, since the reload time is so low, there's better guns. Let's see here. So it just, boom, just does so much damage. 165. 165. But then, like the Hawk Moon, it's pretty good too. But I hope that's a little bit not too much for you guys. Kind of went a little bit long, a lot of information here. 164. Oh wow, only 164. Let's see here. 164. 164. It's just the Hawk Moon's really good. I need to start using it more. But thanks for watching. Oh, again, this is not an overwatching, you know, overdoing thing on DPS, but it's really weird. You want guns that do trash good. Like, you want a hand cannon, a good hand cannon or auto rifle to clear trash, and then switch to like a scout rifle to do your main lifting. Because again, the hand cannon has a little bit more range drop off compared to other guns. So at the end, like even at 40 meters, I don't think I can be able to do much damage here. I mean, I can, but it's also suffering from, you know. Oh, there's a 201. That's a random shot, but like 218. Jesus Christ. But it's a pretty good game. We'll see how it goes in the next expansion pack. I'll probably be doing some streaming on that, but as always, thanks for watching, and always make sure to like, comment.